I want to keep this series as real and as raw as possible. So in about 15-20 minutes, I'm going to be doing one of the 10 different exercises. This time it's for chest. I'm going to be doing chest flies, followed by, of all things, push-ups. Last day around, I had a certain band tension. I had 13 reps and I had 9 push-ups. I need to beat this. To validate this program, to put the stamp saying it actually works, I need to beat my numbers. So the bottom line is the resistance is up for the flies. I'm hoping for 13, 14 reps, and I'm hoping for 9 or 10 push-ups. I'm on camera. We're going to videotape it. It's going to be part of the episode right after this.
The moment I pick up this band, I realize this is a lot heavier than last day. But what I noticed was after about 3 or 4 reps, I said, I've got this, I can do this, I can beat my numbers from the previous day. The thing I love about bands is right at this point of the movement, at the bottom of the movement, the tension's not as strong. As you move that band up towards full contraction, it gets a lot harder, right where you're the strongest. So that's what I love about bands. Very effective tool for something like a chest fly. And then what you'll notice is there's a point in time during this workout that I've got to move on to some kind of pressing movement to finish off the exercise right after I've gone till momentary failure. And what I've selected is push-ups. The only reason why is because I don't have any other equipment. Here it is, right till failure. I think it's one more rep here. Squeeze, like this one's really tough. Finish it off. I want to immediately get into that superset. Come down. I've got these push-up pads just to raise myself up a little bit. And here we go, going till failure. Notice I don't fully lock out because I want to keep the tension on the muscle. At this point, I've probably gone a good 45 seconds in the exercise. This is getting super tough. I want to squeeze out a few more, finish it off, and that's it.
All right, keep taping. Now, just prior to the set, I'm testing this new weight just to see how it feels. And I look at my wife who's videotaping saying, this is really fucking heavy. Like, I don't even think I'm going to get 7 or 8. And I looked at her again saying, this is really fucking heavy. And she sensed this nervousness in my eyes. You know, I just said that I was going to get 14 reps or, match it. The goal, obviously, I was hoping to get 15. And when I started doing the exercise, I realized I've got this. I can do this. And to get 17, I can't believe how happy I am. I'm really excited that the program's working. And I was really happy with the push-ups as well. Notice a lot of people post these heavy-duty workouts, and it's one workout. They've tried it. I don't know if they're looking for their 15 minutes of fame, but they don't follow through over the course of 12 weeks. I'm putting it all on the line here. Like, I'm going 12 weeks. I'm sharing all of my results, and I really don't know what's going to happen. I do know this. In theory, this works. It makes total sense. The studies are all showing that this type of training, when done properly, is going to yield massive results. In practice, I did this when I was 21, 22 years old, tons of testosterone, and it worked. Again, I did this with a friend in 2011 where we trained on Mondays, we did chest and back, and we trained on Fridays, we did legs, and we left Wednesdays for biceps, triceps, and shoulders, and that was it, But to do it again at age 51 with obviously substandard equipment, you get a little nervous, and you're really hoping that the theory comes true in practice and you get the results that you want. The last 2 weeks, what is the progress like? From a weight training standpoint, I've gone up big time. It's hard to quantify this to a viewer because when you do a bench press, you can say I'm doing 225 for 10, and then you change the weight and you go 235 for 11. It's very easy for you to understand, but when you're doing exercise bands, it's such a variable resistance. You change one band with another one, like, how do you know if you're really improving in the eyes of the audience? I know I'm improving because I can feel it. You might not know. So I've got to use other variables like tape measures, for example, which I'm doing once a month, and then body fat pinches. Speaking of body fat pinches, as you can see with the numbers, I'm down in a few spots. So my scale weight was higher a week and a half ago. It's down now. My pinches are better. I'm leaner, but I'm also stronger. So this is working exactly the way I want it to work. The other thing you'll notice too with my food calories is I'm eating 15,000 calories per week, right? Which averages out to something like 2,150 per day. You'll notice my protein is high. The second week it got higher than the first week. I don't know if that's the factor with regards to getting leaner, but I'm eating a little more protein, a little less carbs, a little more fat, and I feel amazing. I feel really good. So very simply, next week what I got to do is I need to increase the weights again, increase the bands. I noticed that for legs, I don't think I'm pushing it hard enough. I think just with the minimalist equipment, it's not going as well as I wanted it to, but I'm definitely feeling it in my quads, my hamstrings, and my calves. Calorie-wise, I'm going to keep it exactly the same. It's 15,000 calories. I'm going to keep the protein high between 185 and 200. I'm going to keep the carbs a little lower, keep the fat high. Every Saturday I have a refuel. So last day I had 150 grams of protein. My carbs were something like 350 grams. I treated myself. We had a shawarma. I had some Sour Patch Kids. What else did I have? Some plantain chips. I had some cake. We had some fun, right? So carb load, and I'll tell you what happened. Today, working out on Sunday with those extra carbs, I felt pretty good. I didn't feel groggy like I normally do with these carb loads. I felt really good, and I put those carbs to good use with the workout because I definitely improved. I'm also thinking I'm going to make the change right away from 2 workouts every 7 days to 2 workouts every 8 days. We'll see how that one goes. I'm a little bit nervous about that, but that 3-day layoff, I felt like I wanted to get into the gym. I felt like I wanted to lift. I knew I was going to make improvements. I was pretty jacked. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a mental readiness that you have to have where you got to psych yourself up knowing that you need to get progressive. And you need to get progressive from the standpoint of this didn't just feel good, those numbers better improve. And I think that's the thing about heavy duty, high intensity, that it becomes a very quantitative science. And then you have numbers to back up the talk. I mentioned that I'm going to take a couple of days off after the workout. So the purpose of the training is to provide the stimulus for growth, to turn on the switch to muscular growth. That's the whole purpose of what I just did with that workout. And then day 2 is to actually recover from the workout. Day 2 and day 3, actually, you give yourself about 48 hours to recover. Now, what people normally do is they go to the gym right after that. Well, I'm fully recovered, I'm ready to train again, but they don't realize that perhaps that extra day is the day that not only do you recover from what you did, you also adapt and get even better. All right, so it's stimulus, recovery, adaptation, hit the gym, provide the stimulus again, and that's the cycle. I think so many people, what they do is they train, they recover, they go back in, they break their muscles down even further, recover, break their muscles down further, and nobody's making progress. Unless, of course, you're taking some anabolics that allows you to shorten that recovery window. That's the theory behind it, and I'm going to try to prove that this is actually going to work with something like 2 workouts every 8 days. It might be 2 workouts every 9 days. I'm hearing stuff like people getting results with once a week. But again, where's the proof? Show me a guy who has been training over time, who already has a good physique, who's making progress. That's what I'm trying to prove. You see so many guys in the gym saying, well, I know my program works. And of course they're justifying it when they're spending 6 days a week, an hour and a half a day in the gym. I mean, of course you're going to justify what you're doing, but the reality is, are you really making progress? So many guys will eat more and then they bulk up and they look bigger. Oh, that's why I made progress. Well, bullshit. Maybe you're lifting more because of that added body weight, but then you diet back down to a peak state and all of your muscle is lost once again. You're lifting back at what you were doing 3 months ago. So where's the quantitative proof that you're actually improving? And that's the point of this series, to give you guys hope that somebody my age can do this with substandard equipment and kick some ass. And you can see it. You're going to be able to see it in my body. You're going to be able to see it in my numbers. You're going to be able to see it in my pinches versus somebody just talking shit in the gym and saying, well, this is how I improve. Well, bullshit. Hopefully I can be the inspiration and teach you how to do it a little more scientifically, even with the program that you're following. So there you have it, guys. Putting it all on the line. I'm glad you're joining me on this journey. Please subscribe, write some comments, ask some questions. If you want to give it a try yourself and run parallel to me, more than willing to help you out, give you some encouragement, and let's do this together.